What up, gang? B2 here. We're going to talk a little bit about Epic RPG. It's been just an absolute addiction for the server lately, and there's a lot to learn about it, a lot of mistakes that we've made, a lot of things to progress, and I'm going to share some of those with you in this next video, so stay tuned. So the first stop is the Epic RPG fandom page, right? So wiki. It's a really, really good page for getting general information, for learning the game, looking at the commands. I would recommend you come in here, you take a peek through here. Different things like when you hit enchant, it's going to give you a basic just overview of what it is. It's going to tell you just the very basic information. I always like to reference this table too when you're looking at your enchants on your sword and your armor. Now, so you'll get into this. It'll make more sense later. I'm not going to go into it right now. But so the basic commands, you're going to do RPG RD, and that's going to show you all the commands that are ready. When you first log into the server, it's going to be a lot of stuff. There's going to be dailies, weeklies, adventures, mini bosses, arenas. Like, it's not just all going to make sense. But what you'll do is you'll start to learn about them. You'll do RPG Hunt. So everything is prefaced with RPG, and then it starts rolling on. So that's how you'll get started. You'll see that I fought a unicorn. I got 392 coins, 341 EXP. Now, my hit points are a little bit higher because I thought we were going to do a dungeon. The guy I was going to do it with, turns out he has a cooldown of 2.5 hours. I won't say any names, but his first letter starts with a B and rhymes with Ace Hunter, right? So anyway, the next one that I have available is RPG Training. Very simple. Ask me a question. Do I have more than one ruby? I do. So I'm going to earn EXP. Now this will quiz you and ask you what type of fish there are and what's the fourth letter in this particular icon. It might be an apple, so you got to go A, P, P, L, and L is the fourth letter. The one that always gets me is bananas, because I always think of that Gwen Stefani song, and I go, Bananas. I don't know, it's stupid, but it's just in my head every single time. And now that I've said it, it will also be in your head, so you're welcome. So then if I do RPG RD, you're going to see that I got a chop available now. Now, this is an interesting one because there are different levels. So if you do RPG help, there's different tiers, right? So you earn, you start with chop, and then you go to axe, and then you go to bowsaw, right? So if I do RPG chop, that's a tier 1. If I do RPGX, that's tier 2. And if I do RPG bowsaw, that's tier 3. Now there's different ones. There's also fish, which is level 1, net, which is level 2, and then boat happens at level 6, and then you can go through. So there's also, you pick up the mine, you can at level 5, and then you pick up pickaxe at level 6. And so I'm using pickaxe because it is that level 6. I can level some stuff up. The tier is going to give you more EXP towards your professions, which are what I'm going to talk about next. So you'll see as you beat the dungeons, you go to these next levels. You start off on 1-1. Once you beat 1, now you're in level 2. Then you beat 2, you go to level 3, and so on, right? Pretty easy. It does get harder. We actually made a dungeon section in here. It will have a pinned message for you. Where was it at? Did I put it in? I thought I put it in dungeons and pinned it. So yeah, here we go. So you'll look on here and it'll tell you what you need to advance. To get out of D1, you'll need a wooden sword and fish armor. You'll need a level 5, and you'll need attack and defense of a 9 and a 14 and 120 life, right? And then it shows you how much the boss is going to attack you for. So you'll want to make sure that you follow this and get through, because right now I'm at 6. I need a unicorn sword on hyper. I actually have a coin sword hyper. I'm going to talk to you about why I have that and why I shouldn't have that. And then coin armor I've got at hyper, so it's not quite ultimate. If you look on the fandom and you look at here, you'll need ultimate is the next step above hyper, and there's only a 0.4 chance that you're going to enchant that. You'll do a RPG enchant sword or RPG enchant armor. So in order to compensate for having a 10% difference here between hyper and ultimate, like, I'm going to have to level up. So right, if I look at this sheet and it says that for Dungeon 6 I need 176 defense, and my life needs to be 24 plus 25, so I need to have at least 270 on life. So if I come back to the main channel, let me go into RPG here, RPG P, which is for your profile. It's going to show you your profile. So I've got the attack and I've got the defense. My life is a little low, but with a higher defense on there, I'm going to be just fine, right? So if I go back onto the dungeon side, look at the pinned message, you'll see that I'm right where I need to be at 176 on the defense to make it. So what I'll do is I'll come back and I'll buy the life boost, and there's RPG shop, and nope, oh shoot, I did a chop, but RPG shop, it's going to tell you on here the life boost. You can get plus 10, plus 25, and a plus 50. It does get expensive. Now, as you level more, you're going to get more money for doing basic stuff, right? Now, you're going to spend a ton of money. Your dungeon key starts off at like 1,000 or something, and then by level 6, or dungeon 6, it's 600,000. So kind of crazy. But what you'll do is a combination. You'll keep checking back. My hunt's ready, so I'll use my hunt. And there's a couple of things to really understand. If you do RPG and then you do CD, it's going to give you your cooldowns. These are all the commands that are available, and the ones with clocks are on cooldown, and this one's ready, which is the green check mark. So daily is going to give you coins. You want to hit that every single day. It gives you coins, epic coins, and it gives you healing or life potions, which you're going to need a lot of in the beginning. As you get kind of further and further, like you get to a new level, if you've not upgraded, it's going to cost you more potions, but as you get a couple levels, it will decrease the amount of potions you use. So on here, adventure is one of the highest XP earning things you can do. Not the highest. The arena is where you're going to really do well, or epic questing is where you'll do well. But adventure is the one that's going to turn every I bought the Patreon for the 35% decrease, so my adventure goes every 40 minutes. And so the way I choose to level is I just set my alarm for 40 minutes. The alarm pops on my phone. I log in. I do my adventure. It's usually about 2.5% of your level, 2 to 3% depending on what level you are. And it's going to be your quickest way to get through there. So if I hit, 12 of those in a day, I'm going to make at least a half a level off of adventure. Then I'm going to come back through. I'm going to hit all my hunts, and then my trainings are at my level. I'm getting anywhere between 1,000 to 1,500. And if I go back to my profile, it'll show you what I need. I need 136 grand to level. So if I get in 12 trainings in a day, because that one pops, it seems like every 10 minutes, I believe, on mine. Then you're going to be able to get 1,000 every 10 minutes, So the ultimate way is to write a bot and script it for you. But they have a built-in way to catch that, and the machine will ask you questions. If you don't get it right, you go to jail, then you got to beg to get out of jail. Not a lot of fun, so if you try to script it, you're not going to do. The second thing is to no-life it and have absolutely zero life and sit on your phone and go through that. And the third way is to be smart and maximize your time, which is what I do, and I hit that adventure every 40 minutes. So I work at a job where I'm on the phone a lot, I'm on my computer a lot, I'm sitting at an area where my phone's always accessible. So I'll set my alarm for 40 minutes, it takes like 10 seconds to set it. I flip down the time and save it, and then do my training or my adventure, and then cycle through, and in 40 minutes it pops and I do another adventure. And so that's how I'm able to keep, progressing and catching up with people and eventually passing. Duel is one that's going to be extremely advantageous to win these. It's going to have two impacts for you, right? So it's going to, one, it's a really good way to get XP and coins, but you have to win. And so on the duels, what you want to realize, we never really knew this. We were just kind of like always using the anchor. We're like, yeah, we'll fight with the anchor. It was killing people because we didn't understand it. But then somebody told us, Zong went out and got information, and it said, the dagger is on attack stat, shield is defense, anchor is max hit points, life, ruler is based on player level, credit card is based on coins in pocket, bank does not count, right? And then fork and knife is based on cookies. So knowing what your max stat is and how you're going to go. Now, if you see a ruler and the player is 4 levels lower than you, you probably should hit ruler, because that's going to give you a little bit of an advantage, right? But the other stats you're not going to know when you get ready to duel someone, and you're probably going to be dueling like we do. We go to the Epic server here, which is really cool. It's a great area to meet, but people look for duels all the time, and they post their levels, and then you can pick someone who's 2 to 3 levels lower than you, and you're going to see the same people over and over again on here, but it's pretty cool, right? So you're going to cycle through these commands, and you're going to eventually end up where I'm at. So I'm just kind of waiting for things to come off a cooldown. I'm going to hunt, and then let's use the bow saw this time, and you see 10 wooden logs off of there. So when you're new, you're going to get 1 or 2 wooden logs. You're not going to get a whole lot. That's going to lead into what's called the professions, right? So when I look at professions, it's going to pop up here, and it's going to tell me my levels. Now I've made level 16, 8, 8, 3, and 2, and you can read, and those are pretty basic to understand what the professions do. But the higher you get this worker, the more you do your chops and axes and boats and fishing and all that stuff, the better stuff you're going to get. Even to where now, every now and then, if I do an RPGI, that's my inventory. So usually wooden logs are the standard. I get epics a little bit. Every now and then I get a super, but every once in a while, I'll get a mega. And if I'm having a Saturday or Sunday where I'm watching TV, working in the yard, doing whatever, I'm able to hit this every 5 minutes to do my worker stuff. Then I can usually get 1 or 2 mega logs a day, even at level 15, 16 profession. So I would highly recommend to get in there and start using that stuff and learning that stuff. Now, there's other things about the game. There's horse breeding. I'm not going to go into that. The actual dungeon runs, just know this. All you got to do is hit stab, and everybody in your group just hit stab. And if you're at those minimum stats on here, you're going to win, right? So if you want the secret on how to win, that's pretty simple. You get this gear and you enchant it to that level, right? You get this gear and you enchant this armor and you enchant it to that level. You make sure that you level up. So to get to level 55, you're going to need to have edgy armor, hyper, and unicorn sword ultimate to get to dungeon 10. Now at dungeon 10, you can do a time travel. And time travel resets you to level 1 again. You lose all of your inventory. You get to keep your money, I believe. But you're going to start over, but you're going to have some increases, right? So if I come back to the wiki page and let's see if I can hit time travel, it's going to show you, right? So the number of travels. When you time travel once, now you can go to dungeon 11, which is more prizes and more stuff. So what people will do is they'll get 1 or 2 time travels and then have like a level 80 character just slaying people. The smart people are going to do this 10 times life travel and be able to hit higher dungeons because they're going to be a more powerful character. Your professions don't reset, so here's what gets reset and what stays. Your horse will stay the same level. Your coins will stay the same. Your arena will stay the same. Any items purchased from the Epic shop, like the coin the coin trumpets and all that stuff, and your professions. That's a huge advantage. But now on top of that, for one time travel, you're going to get 50 extra XP plus 50% extra. So if I was getting 100, now I'm getting 150. That next run to get up there is going to be a lot quicker for you. You're going to win a lot more arenas. You're going to do a lot more stuff. You're also going to get plus 25% in duels, which means you're going to win more duels. It means that you're going to also XP and get more money faster. You're also going to get a 25% in drops, and you're going to get a 25% in items in the work commands. So you can see the next run's going to get easier. Look at the run after that, 100% extra EXP. So twice as fast you'll level up. And then you get down here, like look how fast you're going to level up, and down here you get 855%. So once you get the first, it's like a flywheel. That first revolution is going to be tough. It's going to be hard on you, like it is for us now. And we're just in here grinding away, right? So now look at all this stuff that's ready because I was talking. So RPG Hunt, and then we're going to go to training. I'm trying to, so BANAN. Oh, I got to sing the Gwen Stefani song. And then let's go to RPG, but I'm going to use pickaxe. There's a mine on level 5 and a pickaxe on level 6. Pickaxe is going to get you coins, but it's also going to get a ruby, which is pretty expensive, right? So my duel is actually up. I'm going to show you a duel. I'm going to come in here to the RPG room, and hopefully we'll find someone. We'll go level 31, but if I look back, this is the girl that I already did a duel with her earlier, and she's probably going, let's go again. Yes. So she's 34, and what I'll do is I'll come in here, RPG duel, and I'll add Uck. Where's she at? Uck. Did she send me one already? Oh, I did the wrong. I did a hashtag. Idiot. Let's go now. So she's in here. We've got a duel out to her. Yes. She says yes. So we go. She's got cookies, anchor, or stabby stab. So I'm going to go stabby stab as well. And she beat me. So you can see, look at that profit. 26,000 XP for her. And then 44,000. No tie. Let's watch this. No tie this time. We tied last time we dueled, and I don't like that. But now I know that she can beat me. That's probably the last time that I'm going to duel her. But look, if had I won, I would have got this. But now look, your guild got 3 XP. So we haven't talked about guilds, right? So we're going to come back over here. I'm going to do an RPG guild. I'm going to actually the king of typos, but now it's an RPG guild. So you'll see, like, we have 102 energy. We're ranked in the best 9%. We're actually doing well, but let's see if we can do an RPG guild raid, and let's go for about 75. Is it on cooldown? It's on cooldown for 5 more minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause, and I'm going to shoot a second video when we can actually do that guild cooldown, or maybe I won't. I'll just do a separate video on guilds. Anyway, yeah, this one's getting long. I'm going to go ahead and end. Thanks for watching, guys. Any questions, hit me up.